On today's episode of Watch JR Go, we try to finally get rid of the 3 Series. And it's not like I've actually tried before, but I just found something that I really want. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch JR Go, and today I'm here with this whole crew. Before we get that done, we better get the hood adjusted. No. And we're gonna try to put the 3 Series together real quick. So there's a few things left. We've got a new center console, of course. The new headlights are in. They're just kind of temporarily in. I only put 1 bolt in each because I knew we had to do a little bit more alignment on the hood. So we're gonna try to adjust these latches real quick, make the hood shut properly. We're gonna put a new battery in it. We're gonna put the headlight trim pieces in, the ones that slide in, they snap in directly under the headlight, and the wiper bottle finally, which will shut that light off. Also, I brought the Autel. I'm gonna try to tune the light module to leave the LEDs. If I can't do that, then real quick, we'll swap those taillights back over to the OEM BMW ones. I'll sell the Spider clear ones or whatever we're doing there, and we'll just keep right on track. We've got a big to-do list. Let's knock this thing out. Josh was like, yeah, already done. Got this thing centered.
Thought I'd segue us right away.
Headlights coming out, engine cover going on, all in one move. This thing will look very complete with the engine cover on, that's for sure. Do you have an 8 on the impact by chance?
I have an 8 and an impact.
It's not on the impact, but it's basically what you wanted. Wow, that engine is brand new.
Well, I'm supposed to go under.
Oh, you're right. Unfortunately, I only have 1 of the dress-up clips for this bad boy. We got the hood latches adjusted. The hood opens like butter. I'm so excited about that now. So everything's straightened out, and we gotta reinstall our headlights and our trim pieces. But first, I'm gonna put the wiper fluid thing back and finally clear the wiper fluid light for the first time ever. Well, the first time since I've owned this car.
Or probably on any BMW.
Yeah. First headlight's done. We had to test our math out. Our math was very simple. I had to get a meter and test out my 3M Scotch lock connectors that I put on the low beam. So I've got 2 Scotch locks on here. We figured the halo should turn on with the low beam, and I don't want to hack into any of the factory wiring because I've really just got it all straightened out. So what we're gonna do is combine our halos like this, put a spade terminal on each one, hook that spade terminal into our Scotch lock connectors, tape all those up so it's weatherproof for the most part. Then we'll wrap up our assembly with Scotch tape so it's all weatherproof. Out of the way, we can plug in our factory harnesses, reinstall the headlights, put our trim pieces back, getting these wires lined up, put them into our spade terminal here, get them both in there all the way, which is proving to be a little bit harder than normal. There's our ground for the halos, and this thing is going to look amazing all done up. This is all wrapped up. Time to install the headlights. Obviously, pretty easy to put these headlights in. Just slide it back in here. Make sure all the wires are out of the way and all that good stuff. Just like that. Connect all of our factory wiring harnesses back here.
The key here is to not end up like this gentleman here. But we shouldn't have to worry.
Right. Also, there's some random connector on here for this orange bulb. I don't know if that's required for any BMWs or anything like that.
Oh, these?
Yeah, I think I can leave that one out.
I'm pretty sure you don't need them.
Yeah.
On this brand.
I've heard that like most people don't bother with them. Terrible BMW joke. Let's test.
Oh.
Do they work?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Oh, man, these things really look updated. And for today's trick, we have to resolve this problem. It's not a good thing. So we are going to remove all this center stuff. You just kind of tug. There it goes. Carefully. Pop the shift boot out, pulled out all the Phillips screws that hold this thing in. There's 2 under the boot, and then 2 after you lift up the faux wood trim. It's faux because it's fancy. You should, come on, be able to remove this gigantic thing.
Ooh. Got a lighter.
No wonder this thing's so strong. It has 13 mil bolts holding in the center console. Sweet. It's out. Okay.
So if there's ever doubt if you could put your full body weight on one of these.
This is why you can put your full body weight on it. Now all we have left is to button it up, a little bit of cleaning. Front of the console is back together. Elliot is hooking up the light for the rear ashtray here.
Which is so important.
Yeah, it is actually. I mean, how else are you supposed to know where the ashes go? So the change holder is fixed and I filled it up with change for the new owner. I figured like, there's some change in here, why not give it away?
So while these other guys have been screwing around, I'm gonna be clearing dash lights. Look at this. Doing the important work. Not spilling a drop, except for in the beginning.
We tossed another battery in this bad boy, and as you can see, it's alive. So, time to start it up and see if we were able to clear all the lights. Wiggle it 15 times, make sure it's in neutral. Oh yeah, check it out. No washer light, no lights. All we gotta do is close the trunk and close the door. Everything's cleared. Wow, 3 Series. The trim pieces are in, Josh did those. Close this thing. The 3 Series is complete. Thanks, Elliot and Josh. We teamwork this thing hardcore. And look at that. I mean, it's all back. This was the wrecked side. The hood seriously needs polished. It's not great. We have some rubber here from somebody that had window things on here. Oh well. I don't have time to clean all this up the way I'd like, because we need to go look at another car, and a guy wants to trade for this. So let's go take some pictures of old 3 Series and get out of here. Oh yeah, you guys won. Look at that. All the taillights have been changed. That way we can get the lights off the dash.
A few moments later.
It moved.
We just bought a Rolls-Royce silver Wraith Dose.
It's pretty sweet.
It's a Rolls-Royce. Not only did we just buy a Rolls-Royce, we traded the $1,000 3 Series for it. I mean, yeah, I put a lot of work into the 3 Series.
Yeah.
It was honestly like a lot of work to get that thing to where it was, but double R.
Dude.
You know how many rap songs we can listen to now about being in a double R?
So many.
Okay, here's the deal. It doesn't really stay running. It had no transmission fluid in it. The brakes may leak.
And it's got tires that are from like the 80s.
Ooh, those tires are, I'd say they're very bad. If not just like, usually we'd say they're bad, very bad on a scale of badness.
Slight exhaust
11.
leak.
Slight exhaust leak. 4 mufflers. So
it was good. When we got there, it was on stands, but
it's right up the street.
It'll be sweet.
I didn't want a video there, but he loaned us his gas can so we could fill the thing up with gas from this gas station. We're currently at Elliot didn't believe this was the gas station. He's like, that's not. I was like, oh,
if we
yeah.
could tilt back here, this is the gas station.
Show him the town. Take him on a tour.
This is the one light. Here's Main Street. You can see that it's pretty busy. It's busy enough that I can stand in the middle of the street without fear of consequence. No, it is nice out.
It's a good day to buy Rolls.
Hey, did you know it was self-serve?
I do. I was actually planning on the attendant coming out and filling up these cans for me.
Slight update on the situation. There's both a major accident and the Rolls-Royce has stopped.
We made it to a gas station.
Yeah.
It was a tough ride to the gas station, but at least it's here and it will sort of run. Well, so when I'm driving it, it's like, so it's cutting out non-stop, but I can kind of keep it running if I'm like, so it's like on throttle, off throttle as much as I can, and I can only pedal it to about 40 mile an hour.
Yeah, I was tracking you at like 35.
30, it says 40, okay?
Okay.
I was going 40, man.
We are on a 65 mile per hour road.
I feel bad. I was like, I hope Elliot turns on his hazards. It has spirit. Oh. That's all I wanted.
It's all worth it, right?
It was all worth it.
This is the first we can look at it under light.
It is.
Let's take a look.
All right, let's look. We got double R. We got double R. Double R. Let's keep going.
We got steel wheels.
Steel wheels. There are double R hubcaps in the trunk. We got missing trim. We've got a power antenna that probably doesn't power.
We got a torn Landau roof.
Torn, shredded. Here's our thoughts on this. Double R. Double R in all day. Pop that badge off, rip all this off with like a putty knife, rhino line the top.
It would look sweet.
Yeah, because there's no saving this, and you know there's rust underneath it. You know there's rust underneath it. Okay.
You already know.
Silver Wraith 2. We got a legit tag. It's actually already been swapped over, and
somebody took it to Fox Lake Harbor.
It had a tag frame that also said Fox Lake Harbor. That's gone, but that's okay.
Yeah.
This is the cool. Look, do the thing. Flip. Like this is spring loaded, unleaded gasoline only.
And it kinda.
Sometimes if you do it like. Well, we got it to work earlier. I just did that.
You're gonna get tetanus.
Double R. Look, smells like a boat inside. And that floor mat is gone. But weirdly, we were like, is the floor rotten? The floor's not rotten. There's no hole. I don't understand. We picked up the carpet and the floor was like, it exists. And the back ones are the same. They dip down. There's probably like
there's a big.
I think there's a second panel for the interior that goes over it because it was probably full of insulation because the exhaust runs directly under that hole. Kind of odd. The power windows work. This smells just like the $500 boat.
Let's pop the hood.
Exactly like it. All right, how do you open the hood?
I don't know.
Is it this? Ah, we figured it out. There's our hood. Okay. Hop inside the double R. Man, those springs were great. Look at this. How are we doing on brake fluid? The brake fluid is not leaked out yet. It looks like we have brake fluid.
And we got some spare parts. And it's got spare bolts.
Spare bolts. Tons of spare bolts.
On both sides.
Loaded. We got the Rolls-Royce. I think that's the LS410 engine. This is actually a Bentley engine. And Rolls-Royce just slapped their valve covers on it. Typical, you know. There's extra gaskets and bolts that are probably going to leave on the way home. Look at this wreck. It's freezing cold out here. This wreck has shut down the whole highway. They said we had to stay here for like 30 minutes or so if we wanted to get gas. And I was like, that's fine. Some dude, a fifth wheel went off and like hit that Dodge or Chevy. It looks like it's a Chevy door handle, I think. That thing is destroyed. This is a crazy wreck. Unbelievable. But I'd assume everyone's okay because it's a hood and a front fender and a bed.
Yeah.
Like the trucks all look fine actually. The reason it shut the highway down is because there's a fifth wheel across the lane.
Look at the traffic building up.
Oh gosh, it goes forever. Like you can see people stopping back in the town where we picked this up. Yep. Like you can see that far. So it's a heck of a wreck. Anyway, we got a reliable car. We got one with way more cylinders that barely runs at all. Let's put some more gas in it. We're gonna get it home.
Let's do it. Not a lot more speed, but less smoky.
Honestly, this thing is a absolute tank. We've made it from Leon through Augusta, which I didn't think it was going to make it. No. We had that, there was like a Corolla that kept stopping all the time. And I was like, I'm sitting there like full brake and then on the throttle just to try to keep it running.
We hit two stoplights. Both times I was like, oh no.
Dude,
this is
last time it died rolling up and I was like, come on, like it'll die and I can catch it. And I'm like sitting there like throttle. And it came back and we made it out of town going like 5 miles an hour. So we got to Don Hatton Ford, which is another 5 miles, and we climbed a hill. Whenever it's going up a hill, it doesn't run at all. It's just gone. I think maybe it still is just low on fuel again, but we put $20 in, which is at least 10, so yeah, about 10 gallons. There should be fuel in this tank, but we made it this far. We have about 10 miles to go, I think, something like that. So about a 35-minute trip. Somebody offered to buy this car if they could drive it 4 hours home. They would not have made it 30 minutes.
No way.
It's the biggest struggle to drive. Oh man, but we're getting it done. We got just the Rolls chilling with the hood up. No big deal.
That's a Ford dealership.
This is just what happens when you drive the double R.
Yeah. This is the Rolls-Royce tax.
Yep. like to drive home. Climbing a hill, right? It'll start to die here in just a second. You gotta catch it right there. Whatever, the clock works. I mean, there's not really much else you could want. That's dual radios too.
Made it.
We made it back. The Rolls-Royce is home. I have a Rolls-Royce. Thanks, Elliot.
Yeah.
Thanks for following the whole way with the going 40 mile an hour in the
Man, it was fun. Like I said, hearing this thing just like
he's
go
sitting there like
just
just the whole time. It probably runs on like 4 cylinders, but we're gonna get it done. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time.
I gotta get going.
Yeah, you can't. Don't let it run away.
I don't want to let those horses get away over there.
All right,
whole horsepower's escaping.
Later, dude.
I'll see you, man.
I actually forgot I already had this current gen Rolls-Royce sitting here, so now we got both the big bodies. If you know anything about the Silver Wraith, this is Silver Wraith 2, which is the long wheelbase Silver Shadow. I think this is the Bentley developed LS 410 V8 engine, and I figured we should throw some facts your way. It's a 79. It's got the spirit of Ecstasy. For those of you that were keeping track on the 3 Series, you'll remember that I spent a little less than $1,400 bringing that car back. Total, $1,000 for the car, $200 for the headlights, about $120 at the first salvage yard, $20 more on a center console, and you know, a few more dollars in MISC stuff like fluids. I put some coolant in it, changed the oil, you know, did all the maintenance stuff, cleaned it up real well, and this is my $1,400 Rolls-Royce. It's pretty cold. Time to get inside.